encryption or not, Babuk will try to extort money.
Ganesh, I hear you have a story about new Babuk ransomware tactics.
Yeah, yes, Chris. It's basically the ransomware is not new. I mean, relatively new compared to other ransomware on the market, like Mage and Clop. The only thing they're trying to do is cut down one of the tactics they typically use in their extortion schemes. Babuk is known to typically use ransomware as a service where basically they exploit data from the victims. Once they exploit the data, they try to basically encrypt the contents of the victims and then demand ransomware from the victims. What's happening in the last few days is first they kind of published that they're going to stop dismantling the Babuk ransomware and releasing their source code. Again, after I think a couple of days, again, one of the authors came back, no, we are not abandoning it, but only we are changing the tactics in how we operate. What they're trying to do is they want to get rid of the encryption part of the ransomware tactics. Instead of doing the encryption, what they're trying to do is they get the data, they will exploit the data, and basically they'll get the ransomware from that. The way they want to do is basically, I believe, yeah, we have your data. We want to demand so much of ransomware. If you're not paying this much, I think we will leak the contents to the public internet, maybe share what are the typical ransomware tactic. Why are they doing this? There could be multiple reasons in the sense. In the recent past, what's happening is because of this ransomware as a service, it became so popular and so big, there is no control of activity happening as per se, in the sense, sometimes there were reports that even some of the victims, they paid the ransomware, which is not advisable. They couldn't able to decrypt the tools. The tools for decryptions are not up to the mark. And also, sometimes a victim is attacked multiple times. Even the victim has been ransomware, immediately after some time they're getting hit again. That's because lack of understanding, cohesiveness between users of this ransomware as a service. So because of the credibility losing factor for the Babuk ransomware authors, what they said is, we'll continue the ransomware, but without the encryption part. I think that's the crux of the story. But I would like to say, whether it's with respect to encryption or not, I think it's never a good idea to pay ransomware to these bad actors. There will be no guarantee that they will not get attacked again. And also, whatever the content exploited from the victims will be shared among, other threat actors.
I 100% agree with you, Ganesh, on that. You shouldn't really pay the ransom. And Babuk here is thinking that there's all these other groups that have tried ransomware attacks and have not either provided the proper decryption tools or just continued to hack them afterwards. So obviously, these criminals are not the most ethical are not an ethical group. But either way, I don't think I agree with you. You shouldn't pay them still, because even if they steal the data without encrypting it, they could still sell it, even if you paid them not to sell it.
I agree with you. That's always the danger. Basically by paying, the victims kind of encouraging this act of ransomware rather than, discouraging not paying them. So they see it as a lucrative business, right? If we get 10 victims and maybe even some of the victims pay them, they're getting a good return on investment. And it should be the other way around. Nobody pays and maybe this ransomware goes away, maybe dwindles in its action.